Hello, I'm Tracy Faulkner from Lush Fabrics here with your release for this week. It is another restock week, so restock week number 2. I love a restock week. It is all these beautiful fabrics that we've had before that we've all loved and we get to experience them all over again. This week I have just 9, so I'm not going to take up too much of your time this morning. The first one is what I am wearing. So this is Xanadu in olive. This one flew out the door last time we had it. So if you are interested, if you did want it last time and you missed out, do jump in quickly so that you don't miss out. We did unfortunately have a lot of people miss out on Territorial in Berry last week. I'm so sorry for those who missed it. I ordered a full roll, but it was only, it was probably 65, 70 metres in the end, so it probably wasn't a bad size roll, but we do get some bigger ones. Unfortunately, this one wasn't huge. It would have been great if it was. Okay, so our first one, Xanadu in olive. I've been looking for an excuse to wear this dress again, so today was it. I have a few choices of things that I could wear. Actually, maybe only 2. Anyway, there is something else I could have worn for the video today, but I've been wanting to wear this dress again, so I did. This is the Dream On dress by Pattern Emporium, and it's extra long. Let me stand up and show you. So their maxi length was about ankle length apparently, or maybe a bit above, so I just added a bit of length to this one. It holds up really nicely in the brush poly because it's got such great recovery on its stretch. It's got a nice firm stretch, so it does hold it in place nicely. I have used Kate's clear elastic gathering method and I love it. I've never gathered so neatly before in all my life until I've used this method. It's fantastic. And that also helps to give it a little bit of strength too, which is great, especially if you're doing a long line one like this. So this fabric is double brush poly. Let me show you how it works for those who haven't seen it. For a lot of you, you have probably seen this so many times that you're sick to death of me doing it. But brush poly stretches beautifully. And as you can see from this dress, it works so nicely in a fitted garment as well as a drapey garment because it just falls beautifully. Works great with both. It's almost a perfect base, double brush poly. I just love it. Or single brush poly, doesn't matter. They both behave in the same way. So this would obviously look amazing with black. Olive green 250 GSM modal is an option for it. And the thread that we had up to match it last time, we no longer have any left, unfortunately. We've sold out of it, but it's the Restock X660 if you're wanting to know which one we used. I actually just used black on my hem there. Hang on a minute, I always move the wrong way with this camera. You see just a little bit of black thread in there, which I think is fine because it's not overly noticeable. So that's Xanadu in olive, double brush poly. Now I have another Territorial as well. I love this one. Territorial in taupe. I think the colours are beautiful. They're very earthy, very natural. They're just gorgeous. So pretty. So another double brush poly. Really nice print too in that it has a larger print and then a smaller print. Really makes it quite versatile for lots of different garments and for lots of different people. Whether they be little people or big people, as in children or adults is what I mean there. Okay, so I've matched this up with 1630 because that's kind of the background colour. There's a lot of colours in here. So you might just want to choose whatever you can see the most of on your hemline. Okay, we matched this one with the taupe, 200 GSM modal, and chestnut, single brush poly, goes beautifully with these shades here. Just seeing if we've got any of this one left actually, because I think it was getting quite low. I can't see from here. A few things that are a bit low over there. Territorial in taupe, double brush poly. Now this one, been a little while since we've had this one in. This is called Moonbeam in Cream, and this one is a single brush poly. Now, I'm ordering quite a few single brush polys from my single brush poly supplier, but once I receive them, I end up calling them double brush poly because they are very clearly brushed on the right side and the wrong side. But this one feels nice and smooth, unbrushed on the wrong side. Now that's exciting because I think it's the brushing that creates extra warmth. So if you've got a side against your skin that doesn't have the brushing, then it's not going to trap that heat in and it's going to be cooler to wear. So particularly nice for summer, having a single brush poly. Unfortunately, I'm having a really hard time finding single brush poly because what I'm ordering comes in as double. So, Moonbeam in Cream, it's got the prettiest colours, and we've got quite a few things that match with it too. We've matched this up with thread number 3000, and it looks really nice with Blue Ocean, double brush poly, red, double brush poly, Kelly Green, single brush poly, Tangerine, double brush poly, yellow, no coral, sorry, double brush poly, yellow rayon modal, there's a lot, and poppy red rayon spandex. Now what I love about these fabrics that have so many coordinates is I think it's a perfect piece to pick up and make. I would make a bottom, whether it's shorts, pants, a skirt, and then you've got, you can just pick up some 1 meter pieces of these coordinates, and if you've got 2 or 3 of them, then you know they're going to match with this, and you've got all these different outfits that you can create with it, and you're making tops with all these solids. They will go with plenty of your plain coloured solids, plain coloured bottoms as well, and perhaps some of your patterns that you already have. I feel like you can get really good use out of your fabric in that way. I think this would look amazing as a pair of palazzo pants myself, and really nice for summer in this fabric base. But I mean, there's many options, of course. That's just one. That's what comes to mind for me, which often does actually. Okay, Moonbeam in Cream. Now this next one, it's been a little while. So some of you who haven't been following Lush for a huge amount of time might not recognise this one. This one's called Captivate, and we had this in a brush poly and a Liverpool for a while there. Let me get that the right way. It's really pretty. It's a really striking print with the black and the white background. And this one again is a true single brush poly. It's lovely and smooth and unbrushed and quite cool to the touch on the inside. Isn't it stunning? I think it's beautiful. So it looked really great with a classic black or the ivory. Let's see. Actually, on the website, we don't have it pictured with any coordinates because what we did have it pictured with, we don't have anymore. But it looks really nice. This is the ivory double brush poly. And it also looks really nice in this dusty green double brush poly, which matches with the green. So there's no pictures of this one online. I'm sorry about that. But I thought it would work to show you here as well. It's really pretty. And this one, you can use either 1000 or 4000 for your thread. And I'm sure you've already got something that will work at home for this one. So Captivate, single brush poly. It's gorgeous. Okay, now I have a solid for you. This is a really popular one. This is Dark Raisin. It's gorgeous. This one goes beautifully from memory with Hope in Black. And I meant to get a piece out to show you because it just looks gorgeous with the Hope in Black. It's the prettiest colour. I love it. So this is another one that we just run out of recently. A Dark Raisin, double brush poly, great stretch. Both ways, beautiful drape, and we match it with 2076. And that's your Dark Raisin. Okay, now the next one I've made something out of as well, which is another good option to wear, but it's quite a pale colour, and I am still extremely pale, and let's face it, I probably will be for all of summer because I don't tend to take on any colour. This is Close Encounter, and it's a ghost crepe. So ghost crepe is a woven. It is 96 poly 4 spandex. So when I originally bought this, I thought that I was buying a knit, but I am not. It is a woven. It's a beautiful woven. It has gorgeous drape, really beautiful drape, really nice. It sits really beautifully. Although it is poly, I find it really comfortable to wear. It has a bit of a crepey texture, which means it isn't an amazing soft, wow, feel that type fabric because of that crepey texture. It does have, if I can get it in the right spot, some good bias stretch. So that's something to keep in mind as well. If you're looking for something with just a little bit of movement, that might be what you're looking for. You just cut what you need on the bias and you have a little bit of stretch there. There's a few shorts patterns out there which require some stretch woven, and I'm actually considering trying it with some ghost crepe cut on the bias and see how that works, because it would be quite nice to wear. I think it's not too heavy. Some of those stretch wovens can be a bit heavier, a bit more solid. So what can I show you about this one? Thread number 1000. I made a Make It Happen, I believe, from Pattern Emporium again, which is the high-low top. I really like it. It's really, really nice to wear. It feels kind of dressy, but then you can also play it down as well with a little pair of denim shorts or something like that. It's a really quite versatile pattern. So 1000 is the thread. Obviously this would look amazing with black, and we have it with ivory. So Close Encounter Ghost Crepe. If you haven't tried Ghost Crepe, give it a go. Unless you're scared of woven sewing, which I am. Knit sewing just happens a lot easier and quicker, doesn't it? It's the time for the woven sewing that I'm scared of, not the actual sewing, it's the time that it takes. The ironing you've got to do in between, and overlocking the edges, and seems a lot to go into it. We can just pick up a piece of knit fabric, and you don't need closures most of the time. You don't need to seal your edges in any way, and you really don't need to iron. So many positives. Okay, Prism. This is a Ponte. Love this one too. Just gorgeous. So Ponte, I was telling you last week, to me Ponte, it makes me think of business wear because it makes a beautiful business style dress and skirt, jacket, pants. Doesn't just have to be that. It's just what it makes me think of. I've made, not out of this one, but I have made myself a casual top out of Ponte, and I used another Pattern Emporium pattern. I do love Pattern Emporium. I do also use other patterns. I don't only use theirs, but I use their Yours Truly top, and I had to bring it in a bit because it doesn't have the most drape, this fabric. It does have a bit of stiffness to it, so I had to bring it in, but it worked really nicely in that casual pattern too. So 95 poly 5 spandex, 220 GSM. Got a pretty firm stretch on it, but it does still have the stretch, and nothing vertically. There's your drape. So again, thread number 1000 and ivory. But like Close Encounter, looks amazing with black, but also because it's basically black and white, you can put so many different colours with it. Excuse me, it'll match so nicely with so many different things. It'll be beautiful. So that's Prism Ponte. Now we had some of this last week, so we've just got a different colourway now. This is the pink Rotary on Glaze. Super pretty. Just gorgeous. Let me find the right side. There we go. Let me come up close and show you. So you can see the beautiful features there. It looks just gorgeous. So this is actually, the fabric type is a DTY. So it's just a poly knit basically. No brushing or anything like that. Just feels like a poly knit. It's not slippery because it's got all of this embroidery style stuff going on. That's a technical term, embroidery style stuff. It has really great drape. Stretch. Oh my gosh. Really great stretch, which is really nice. I was so excited when I first found this fabric to see a stretch embroidery on glaze. I was just, oh, yep, we have to have that. We have to try it. So the pink is so, so pretty. It depends on what you make as to whether you need to line it or wear something underneath. It's a bit hard to tell because I am wearing a dark colour underneath. Whether just a skin tone bra is enough might depend on your garment. You might need like a little singlet style tank top or a little camisole or something like that underneath. For a skirt that I made, I just bought a short little slip that came to mid-thigh and just wore that underneath because I thought that was a bit easier than lining it. And cooler as well, because then I could use that skirt as a swim cover-up as well without having to worry about the extra lining. Okay, 1651 is your thread for this one. Okay, our last fabric for today. I have something made up in this one too. And I love the garment and I love the feel of this fabric. So this is Animal DTY. It feels just perfect for summer. It's light. It's got some slinkiness without a lot of slipperiness, which is important for sewing. I made myself a pair of palazzos. I know, another Pattern Emporium pattern. But I made myself a pair of palazzos out of this fabric and I recently wore them to a high tea. I'd never been to a high tea before, but my legs weren't ready to be shown. So I chose palazzo pants because I think they're quite nice and dressy. They can look like a skirt. I know in my mind I have a dress is required for a high tea, but I think the outfit worked. I got so many compliments on those pants. It was so nice. I had people wanting to learn how to sew so that they could make themselves some pants. So this just works beautifully for that sort of thing. An amazing dress, an amazing top or a skirt, a nice kimono for summer. It's just beautiful. It feels lovely and light. It's about 170 GSM, I think. And DTY, as I said, it's a poly knit. So it's 96, 95% poly and then the rest spandex. But this print is stunning. And when I wore it with a black tank top. And I think it looked quite nice. I felt nice in it that day and I think that's important. Okay, nice stretch both ways. You can do a lot of the same things with DTY that you would do with brush poly. The only thing I probably wouldn't do with DTY that I would do with brush poly is leggings. I'm not sure why. I think maybe there's just not as much vertical stretch in it, or maybe the feel of them, I'm not sure, but there's something about it that says to me, no leggings out of DTY. So we put this one with 1000. And a lot of the colours that we had with this before are actually sold out now. The only one we've got a very small amount of this, is the Burnt Caramel Double Brush Poly. As I said, I wore mine with black and loved it. You could put ivory with it as well. That's everything. I hope you love this week's restocks. I like them. And we really like being able to post so many pictures of our makes on a Saturday as well. We don't normally have that many things that are made up. But of course, restock week is amazing. And if you've made something out of these fabrics that we're restocking, we'd love to see it. Please post it in our Facebook group so that we can have a look at them today and just get some more ideas of what to do with these fabrics. Okay, so don't forget to enter our competitions on Facebook in our group and on our page. That's all I've got to show you this week. Next week, I am coming back with some new stuff. So we had our container delivered a week or two ago now. And we've gotten through it all, and we've got our first cuts, so we've got some photos ready to go and some new fabrics to put up for you next week. So I will see you for the video next week. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.